Every pirate loves stacking loot in Sea of Thieves, but do you know most pirates don't even know how to stack loot properly? Yes, there's actually a proper way to stack loot, through planning and a bunch of other things, and I want to make sure that all pirates can stack like this, that me, Flux, and Slimy and Michael did. And fun fact, the thumbnail for this video isn't stolen from Flux. I did the stack with him and took screenshots. Just thought I'd clarify that. Shut up, bitch! Anyway, this is why I made a step-by-step guide on how to stack millions worth of loot in Sea of Thieves Season 14. So, sit back, relax, and let's get into the steps. Alright, so what are you stacking? Are you stacking Fort of Dams and World Events? Or are you stacking a Pacific Voyage? Are you stacking for a Pacific Emissary Voyage? What exactly are you wanting to stack in Sea of Thieves? You need to plan on what your idea is, and then you'll be able to plan how you will stack this idea. So for example, let's say you're going to do a Fort of the Dam stack. You have to either stack Ritual Skulls or Skulls of Destinies. If you're doing a Pacific Voyage stack, you need to know how many times you need to do that voyage. So that's how you're doing vaults. How many times are you going to do that vault? 60 times, 10 times, 20 times? Planning what you're going to stack is really key, as it is like the base starter to the whole journey. How long and how much are you going to be stacking? 2 hours? Or 12 hours? Or is there a specific amount of stacks, like 50 for the dams? Or are you going to go until you have stacked 10 vaults? Or 30? Or 60 world events? Set out a plan time for how long you're willing to go and how much you want to stack in that time. Figure out the goal you're trying to reach. Is it a personal record or a stack you just want to hit a specific amount of gold for? Or is there something you want to stack like goofiness, like 30 cursed chests? Writing and figuring this out is a key strategy when it comes to stacking in Sea of Thieves. This way you can get a good idea of the risk and determination you'll need alongside the amount of effort you'll have to put in. As well, figure out how big of a crew you will need, which brings out the next step. Your ship and crew are a vital part when it comes to stacking in Sea of Thieves. Who exactly are you going to bring with you aboard this adventure? Who will you bring, or will you do the stack by yourself? If you're doing it by yourself, then you're going to have to do thorough planning. However, it's a lot less planning than if you're doing it with a crew, as all you have to do is focus on yourself. Now, some stacks may work best on a galleon, like an FOTD stack, whereas stuff like vaults might work better on a smaller vessel, such as a sloop. It will also come down to defending your loot. Do you feel more comfortable defending on a galleon brig or a sloop? Or do you feel more comfortable defending it on a burning blade, which is the most powerful ship in the server? A sloop, brig, or galleon, or burning blade. 4 ships to choose. Which one are you choosing? Keep in mind, burning blade, you can't do other world events. Now, it will all come down to what you think's best for your stack and whoever you are bringing on the adventure with you. How many of you will there be? Because that can also affect the type of ship you need. If there's 3 of you, for example, then you can't do a galleon, only a brig, or the burning blade. Also, how confident are you with your crew? Do you feel comfortable doing the stack with them? But seriously, like, I know that sounds weird, but you need to remember, are these members of your crew someone you're willing to spend time with and that you'll have enjoyment with when doing the stack? Does the crew have to be good? Yes, they do. At least capable of working together. Being any decent at PvP is always lovely, but it also really matters whether you enjoy playing with them and you think you'll have fun playing with them on this adventure. Having a good crew who can communicate well together and get along is one of the main factors in succeeding a good stack. Don't raise an emissary to start with. When you're stacking, you sort of want to be mysterious, right? Like, you don't want to be out in the open, even if you're doing Fort of the Dams. Actually, especially if you're doing Fort of the Dams. Yeah, I know there's a big skull in the sky, but still, don't raise an emissary for your safety. Not only will it make you less of a threat and a target, but raising an emissary like an hour before selling is always the best way to go, because of course you'll get grade 5 and then you can sell. This way you are maximizing your profits and your safety when doing a stack. This won't prevent PvP, but it will decrease the chances of you being attacked, especially if you're stacking voyages like vaults or merchant ships. Alright, so we know what you're stacking, we know how much and how long you're stacking for, we know the ship type you'll need and the crew you'll need. What is left? Well, the actual plan. We've just done the prepping. Now it's time to figure out what you're actually going to do on the day. So you got your crew, and you know what you're going to do. But how are you going to achieve it? Well, let's take a look at the preparation you're going to need to do. Let's say you're stacking an FOTD. Then you need to know how to plan to get all the Skulls of Destinies or Ritual Skulls. Highly recommend stacking Skulls of Destinies so you can place them in specific spots on the Fort of the Dams where the skeletons spawn so they light up instantly and can be eliminated instantly. Or are you going to stack World Event, where you would just need to go around defeating events as quickly as possible. And the key to Fort of the Dams and World Events is ensuring you have stuff like tridents and making keg walls. This way you can complete them at a much faster rate. But do you see what I mean by planning? Plan how you will do your stack and do it in the most efficient way possible, the quickest way and the best way, where you can maximize how much gold you can make in as little time as possible. Because get this, doing more in less time doesn't mean you have to stack for a less amount of time, it just means you can get more done in the amount of time you said you're going to do it. So yeah, you can choose your glorious outcome from doing this. PvP. Now this sort of goes back to step 3 on ship and crew, but I'm going to go more in depth the PvP risk. Just expect PvP. We know you can lower your chances with no emissary flag at the start, but just in generally expect PvP, which is why I said you should have a good crew who can be good at communications and know what they're doing. You need to prep you and the crew and the boat to be able to defend off whoever is going to challenge you. I mean, you're literally doing a stack. Who wouldn't want to sink you for your precious loot? You would sink yourself for that loot, wouldn't you? So expect other players to do the same. Now, do you have each crew member assigned to a specific role? Build, helm, MC, flex, all that. Who is doing what? You need to know this. Now, if you're going to go solo, you're going to have to be extra careful in PvP. You're going to have to be super confident when it comes to PvP, because you're going to have to do it all by yourself. Be able to defend off yourself. Imagine, you're solo, you'll have to be able to defend yourself from a full galleon crew. So be prepared and know your stuff. Watch some solo guys if you're not confident. Also, last thing, it's always important to check the horizon too. Can't have ships coming up to you without you knowing. Always check the horizon. Let's say you're doing a world event, wave skeletons, every 3 waves, just check a quick, ooh, anyone there? Nope, you're fine. Stop right there, you pirate! You have made it this far into the video. I have one simple request. Click that subscribe button and join the Discord and become a member of the crew. I promise you it's worth it and it's free, costing you nothing. Anyway, back to the next step. Alright, so let's say you've done the stack and now you want to sell your loot. So there's 2 ways. If you're Reapers, at some point during the stack, you're going to want to try and search for a harpoon rowboat. You know, going island to island, searching for a harpoon rowboat. So it makes it easier to set up Reapers by harpooning your boat into the lair with all the loot on it. Just be careful as the loot could bug out sometimes, and it could crash the server or crash your game. Because if it's like an ATF or TD, you might need 2 rowboats, as 1 rowboat might not be able to withstand that amount of loot. Second, if you're going to not sell at Reapers, then you're going to need a captain boat, and that is because you can be able to sell all your loot to sovereigns. Alright, it's another quick way to sell massive amount of loot. Now, this is why I also recommend getting a captain ship, as it just makes the overall selling experience a whole lot quicker and a whole lot nicer than, you know, going to each individual trading company to sell each item. Well done, my fellow pirates. You have successfully planned on how to stack millions worth of gold in Sea of Thieves properly, and now you know what you're going to do. So good luck on your stacks, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. Always have an eye on those endangering vessels. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in the lovely lot on the next one. Bye bye.